I have a unique perspective to offer in the discourse about celebrity and parasocial relationships, specifically because I watched Chapel Roan's videos that she's done over the past couple of days, talking about how inappropriate it is for people to violate her physical, personal boundaries in real life, like out on the streets. I've seen some other people weigh in on this, and especially Amani Crutches and Spice has talked about this as it relates to disability and disabled people who have had their boundaries violated because they were disabled. It is a dehumanizing thing. And I want to offer this perspective because I'm a bookkeeper and an accountant, and I want to talk about the relationship of like product and revenue and income. An influencer's product that they sell is your attention because you have bought into who they are as a lifestyle, as a person, whole life, as an audience member of an influencer. You've kind of bought into their deal, and so you're more likely to take a product or purchase a product based on a recommendation that they give because you've established the know, like, and trust factor with that person. And brands know this, which is why they pay influencers sometimes, usually, based on the size of the audience and the likelihood that the audience will engage with content, that there will be a lot of reach, and that that person can convert their audience. However many people see a product placement or see content, how many of those people are actually going to engage and go further and take the call to action from that video? The brands know this, and this is why they pay for influencers to do sponsored posts or advertisements for their products. Because you as the audience member, your attention is their product that they're purchasing, the brand. And this might seem obvious, but I think that this might be the reason that people act out of pocket and behave poorly when they see people who have any level of celebrity out in the real world. And I'm definitely a person that gets starstruck. Like, I don't act a fucking idiot and I don't disrespect other people's boundaries. Something clicks in my brain when I'm like, oh shit, I know a lot about that person. I know a lot about their life because they have chosen to create content and share that with me. They are not a stranger to me. I know a lot about them, but that is not reversed. That is that parasocial relationship. You are a stranger to that celebrity person. The way that I look at this as a bookkeeper is because my brain works like this. Like, I'm going to sit there and figure out if somebody is making money, how? Because that is my job as a bookkeeper, is to set up a system to show how someone makes money. That is bookkeeping, point blank, period. When I'm thinking about something as a bookkeeper, I'm like, okay, what is the product? And in the case of an influencer, the product that they're selling is their audience's attention. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with this, but that is how it works. I've had clients that have like an online presence that do sponsorships and paid advertising that are selling their audience to brands. They are saying, you know, for this amount of money, we'll work with you and let my audience know about your product. And I can show you I have a good conversion rate. I can show you that I can influence people to not only click, but to buy, to not only engage, but to do what I tell them to do. So the call to action is always like, click here or use my code or, go check out this product for yourself. It's sold at this store. Brands are paying for the engagement, for the audience, for the conversion rate, for the attention. That is the product. So if you keep that in mind, I think it might be helpful. Not saying that anybody that sees this would be an asshole to a celebrity. This just makes this relationship really fraught because it is dehumanizing. It is dehumanizing to be a member of someone's audience, to be somebody that consumes their content, that enjoys their content, that engages and interacts with it, and to also know that, like, I'm also being sold to sometimes. Like, my attention has value that I can't cash in on. I don't end up getting paid for my attention. Is a dehumanizing thing, but the response to that is not to go dehumanize that person if you see them in public, and to treat them as if they are a product to be consumed. Because whenever they're putting out content, they're putting out art, they're doing live performances, that is their product that they're selling to you. You buy in with your attention, you buy in with your dollars to purchase their art, to see them perform live. But they're still a human. So stop dehumanizing people. Thinking about that relationship of like where the money flows is helpful to kind of see why we dehumanize people, why it is something in our brains that we can just like shut it off and be like, well, I can, purchase Spotify Premium and listen to Chapel's songs, ad free. Or all I need to do is open the TikTok app and watch my favorite influencer do their sketches and their comedy stuff. And so I'm always able to just buy into them as a product, and I can either spend dollars or I can spend my attention. And that is not the case whenever you're interacting with another human being in public, and there's not like a transaction taking place. So separating the transaction of your attention, of your dollars and your consumption of someone's art, someone's performance, someone's celebrity, separating that from the fact that if you're talking to another human being and there is not a transaction taking place, even if there is a transaction taking place, you still need to fucking respect people's boundaries. Other people are not just available to you to, that's bullshit. I just wanted to share my thoughts on that. I think it's interesting that like when we look at it about like where the money flows, we can kind of see how those parasocial relationships develop. Yeah, those are my thoughts.